Jen.
really purple in that camera.
Got a full room full of people.
Yes.
How about I give you your agenda so we can stay
That's
on
awesome.
track?
Thank you.
All right.
Well, let's open up in a quick word of prayer. How about we do that? Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you and praise you for this cold February morning here in Texas. We just ask right now that you be with everybody wherever they are, watching online with the people in this room and the people on their way, and anyone that was planning to come that had something come up. Lord, we thank you for this time together. We know that when we come together as like-minded individuals with a purpose, Lord, that you're in the midst. And so we just ask that you're with us today. And in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
All right.
So announcements.
Lots of good announcements. Well, we had a great January. It was fun to kind of see in the aftermath of several months of just challenges in different ways and forms that really a lot of people recommitted to their business in January. You guys went after it for sales. That's always fun when we have that convention contest going on. That's always a great incentive, but also to help people that want to feel better. And so I think you're going to remember that number better because it's not written down.
Yeah, we had over 122,000.
No, 124,000, yeah. It's
I'm
on
gonna
my,
remember
I remember
for
on the key measures.
Okay.
It's on the key measures.
Okay.
I remember, yes. So we're looking forward to setting a new record.
You said a number. What was that?
$124,000. That was our total PV as a team. So we sold collectively over $124,000 worth of product to people to get healthy, and that's exciting.
We had nearly 60 people add to the team as well, who were new ambassadors and people who were upgraded from preferred customers to ambassadors. So that was awesome as well.
We want to mention, most of you probably saw online or even here, the Rookie of the Month. That's something that we're going to start to do. We had talked about doing a success spotlight for our leader, and against better judgment, we are recoiling that a little bit because we feel like we do not want to ever create a sense of competition.
Well, no,
healthy competition is good.
Yeah.
But if we're highlighting somebody, and Virginia had an awesome month, and Erica had an awesome month, and Tanner had an awesome month, and Heidi has an awesome month, we don't want Heidi to be the one that gets noticed, and then everybody else like, well, that's like nice. I mean, I added 9 ambassadors and had $2,500 in PV. What does that mean? So we're going to take that away and think that that's not a great way to go. But having a Rookie of the Month, somebody that's new, that's starting off, and that was Amy Maxwell. So congratulations to Amy. We are going to highlight what their story is, and we did that this last week. I hope you guys enjoyed getting to see that, what their regimen was, and kind of how they've approached their business. And I think for all of us, whether we're new or we've been around for a while, that's going to be a way to kind of drum up excitement. Think about how you want to approach your business and maybe take away some good ideas of how to be successful.
Cool.
So
we had a contest last month that ran all month long, and it was for an iWatch. A lot of you, the way that you were able to get into the drawing for that was by having hosted an online party.
You had to host a Facebook party online.
Every entry for whether you got ambassadors or customers, you earn an extra entry.
Just pushing down, Stace.
And then, yeah, sorry.
You have the crazy dog again.
Hey.
Roni. It happens every month at least at some point on a video. So y'all.
Yeah.
Right. Where's Nora? We need Nora.
Why? He is going crazy.
Roni.
So explain that we had a contest.
So we had a contest. You could enter. You got an entry every time you had a party. You got an entry, additional entries for getting new customers or new ambassadors. And we did a live drawing on this last week. Yes, we just keep him calm. And so Virginia Tidwell won the iWatch. Congratulations. So that's super fun, and be watching for more contests like that. Phil has kind of put a stop on all of it for the moment.
What?
Contest. He's like, we've got this big glitter like gold thing going on, so let's just pace ourselves
We'll talk about
for
that
that
a little bit later.
So,
all right, cool.
But be watching.
Opportunity of a Lifetime tour taking place across 20 different cities around the U.S.
Yes.
As well as Canada. Yeah.
Yeah, and
so
Australia as well.
Anybody know when the one in Dallas is?
Is it on your calendar?
March.
Their faces.
March the 15th. March the 15th. So mark your
Here in
calendars.
Dallas.
What's that all about?
So an opportunity of a lifetime tour is really a great opportunity to bring new and potential guests and ambassadors to rally your team. The corporate, actually, someone from corporate attends, and then they will have several of the jewels. They're compiling a team that will be going around and presenting an opportunity meeting. And so it's always great. Those last year, I think ours was 800 people, maybe more. Lots and lots of Plexus people all in the same room at one time. Again, if you've been to any large event with Plexus, you know what that does for yourself to motivate and inspire, getting to hear testimonies, getting to hear from corporate, and having that feel of being connected to something bigger than what you just feel with your own team. So get to the city that's closest to you, do a road trip. You will not be disappointed. And make sure the key of that is to bring somebody new. Bring somebody that's never learned about Plexus or has been thinking about it but hasn't made that decision yet.
Cool. You got the next one.
All right. So February 8th. What happens on February 8th, Erica Garcia? That you planned. I know, because she's on her phone. It's like the teacher busting her. Tanner, can you save your girlfriend? What? Who's the save? I'm sorry. 7 day? Yes. So our 7-day challenge begins on February 8th. So if you have 7 days, a lot of us end up having extra 7-day packages that you are 7-day challenge packets. Use that this week as a challenge to yourself to get somebody started in that group. I know that when we did it in November, we had almost 300 participants. It was an excellent way to get people excited. You know, it's like when you hear about a sale at Target and they're going to run out of everything, people want to go. And so it's kind of that same premise. Let's get everybody on the same page. We will be presenting information every day with little challenges and giveaways, and it should be a really great way to bump up your business.
Next announcement, you got an email about this, and also I think some in the news in back office that Alec Clark has a new title. So Alec and Tarl, it's kind of like the Alec and Tarl show. It's the best way to describe it. They're owners in the company in Plexus. Tarl Robinson is our CEO. Alec's previous title was CMO, Chief Marketing Officer, and he has now transitioned to the role of president. I think as we were young and starting up, and the company is growing like crazy internally and externally with ambassadors. When we first started with Plexus, I think there was less than 100 employees at corporate office. There's now well over 200, and they're adding another 50 openings I saw in an article this week. So Tarl's role, or excuse me, Alec's role has changed, and he's kind of handled everything within the company. Now he's going to be very focused as the president, and they've hired a new CMO. Do we have her name?
Kathy, I didn't write it down. Yeah, Kathy Latham.
Okay.
So go back to your email or your back office and you can read about her.
Yeah.
Her
Over 25
background,
years.
yes, it's very extensive. And that's what I love about every decision that corporate has made, even though for the most part, none of us like change. And so when you hear something, you're like, oh, what's going on? But every decision that they have made has actually, really positively impacted our company and ultimately our well-being as ambassadors and people out in the field. So we're excited about her addition.
Okay, you got the next one.
Okay, Monday night we will be having our regular Monday night Zoom training call at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And Phil says we are talking about the dreaded cold call.
So if you have angst over talking about Plexus in public or in a conversation with someone that you have no previous relationship with, I'm going to teach you some different techniques that you can do and get you comfortable with the cold call.
So that will be at 8:30, and then we will do, because it was so successful last week, we will continue with the 9 o'clock Central Time new ambassador training. And that's only 30 minutes, so it's not going to be all inclusive of what you need to know as a new ambassador, but it will certainly get you started off with some ideas of how to get going with your business.
All right, the next one, and Jen, if you go grab it over there. We're excited. The welcome packs, the new success kits have started shipping. Anybody here have ambassadors on the team that received one this week? Yep, Virginia, right? You all received one. One of your ambassadors. So we really, again, we did a training on this last month. You can watch that. We've done a training video series on this, but we're really excited because these success kits are really designed for that, to help our ambassadors be successful. When Rainey started,
Stacy
did you have anything like this?
No.
Nothing. So it's almost good. I don't think they're ready to purchased yet. They should be very soon, where you can purchase them as an existing ambassador for $16.95. As soon as we see that come out, we'll message the team, because again, you're going to want to purchase a few of these so you can get them in ambassadors' hands right away before they even before they get theirs. So.
And I'll let you look at this, Jeanette. I just want to reiterate the importance of at least trying out our videos that we have made that go along with this with your new ambassadors. We are really anxious to see how that rolls out, how that impacts, and how that will help you guys duplicate business from the beginning, instead of waiting for a couple of months and then somebody's like, oh yeah, I guess I'm ready to start talking about Plexus. This really will help them. Even if they're a wholesale ambassador, I want you to challenge them just to watch the videos for themselves and see what it sparks, and see what kind of wave will start to come of, well, I might as well write down why I signed up as an ambassador. Oh, I didn't realize that I could make this kind of money. So I think it will be a really helpful tool.
Announcement number 9, March 5th. Mark your calendars. March 5th will be our next monthly training. So let's clarify right now on the video what time you should arrive and what time you should start.
If you would like to socialize, Phil would like you here at 10 a.m. And if you are here just for the training, the video recording will start at 10:30 promptly.
Good. It's recorded and it's in the known universe, and now we will stick to it. Awesome. Awesome.
I love you.
And then you jump to number 10, but let's wrap up with that at last announcement.
Yes. So in those quick start videos, Phil has this on here, so I will say they're in the file section of our team page. They're also on YouTube, so they should be very easy to access. And I would encourage you, if you have the ability on a Dropbox or on your phone, save those videos so that the minute that you hear from your new ambassador that they've received their package, say, hey, I'm going to send you something. Let me know when you can watch it, and then we'll talk. So.
And just to be clear, no, the guide.
That one.
There we go. Boom. Perfect.
Open first, yes. We don't
So
like redirections.
What we did was we did 3-minute videos, so about 10 3-minute videos on each of the 10 points to the Quick Start Guide. So as they're opening it up and starting to do these 10 different action items, they have a companion video so they can understand exactly what they should do. So, and they're only 3 minutes long, so you can bang through them really quick.
Yes.
Cool.
Just also, this isn't on here, but if you're worried about your 1099 and you have not seen this on the team page, there was an email that went out earlier this week that said that your 1099 hard copy was mailed to you. There was an error, and they are blank. But do not panic. There is a new one coming, they said in the email, as well as you can access that online. So look on the team page if you need to access that before the next hard copy.
You didn't make $0 for Plexus.
You can't claim
like
that.
To file that, you will be getting another 1099.
I would like to do that. Let's just pretend, right?
All right.
Okay. So we have a very special guest with us today. Our topic for the week, or kind of for this month, the theme is that we are talking about caring for our customers. How can we love on them? We're in February, the month of love. And I can't tell you how much this person has exhibited throughout my 2.5 years with Plexus. Continual love, continual support and encouragement, and she's an exemplary example of how she's taken care of her customers in the past. And so with that, I would like to introduce our Diamond Gold upline, Rainey Anderson.
I am here, I promise.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Okay, so it is so good to see everyone. And as y'all know, my name is Rainey, and it's a privilege to be here with you all. I want to, first of all, compliment your leaders. You have the perfect combination in leadership on Team Mango. And I say that because Jen has a background in education, and so she really puts together some amazing trainings for you guys. And then Phil, having a background in sales, can really pour into how you can increase your sales and how you can become more comfortable in approaching, like he said, cold. And, because at the end of the day, although we're not salespeople, we still are selling something. So at the end of the day, we still will wear that hat of a salesperson. And so I think you have the perfect combination in leadership in regards to how you move forward, how you continue to grow yourselves. And so as Jen said, my name is Rainey Anderson, and I am your immediate Diamond upline. And it is always an honor to be in the same room with you all. So go Team Mango. So we're talking about
your customers. And I've always said that your happy customers will lead to amazing ambassadors. And I will also share with you that I've rarely had to recruit in Plexus because most of my ambassadors came from my customers, and I believe the reason why they became ambassadors was because they were very, very well taken care of customers. And so as you all know, I love to put together concise, easy lists, 10 things that you can do to take care of your customers. Now, I am not suggesting that you do all of these things at the same time. These are simply suggestions on how you can kind of bump up your customer service outside of maybe what you're already doing. Now, you know the first things that I'll always tell you is to be, your follow-up is fortunate in your follow-up, and then to be consistent. So I'm not going to go over real basic things that you guys are probably already doing in your business. These are some out-of-the-box ideas to help you just be that wow ambassador and how you can wow your customers. So these are 10 lists I brought printouts so you don't have to worry about taking notes, and we will make sure you all get a soft copy that you can put on your team page because I already have this typed out and saved. So just put on your listening ears and enjoy, and maybe one or maybe many of these ideas will inspire you. So the first one that I have is sending out cards on unique holidays. Y'all know that we live in a day and age where pretty much every day is National whatever day. And so I looked up what some ideas of February were, and these are just a few, but I thought you could get really creative in sending out cards just to let your customer know that you're thinking of them. And how fun is it not to get something on Christmas or their birthday or Valentine's Day, which we know is just, in about a week or so. But some other unique holidays in February was Clean Out Your Computer Day. Don't Cry Over Spilled Milk. And I thought that was a good one given our product line. We're going to mess up. We're not going to be perfect on our health journey, and so there's no reason to cry over spilled milk. And so you can encourage your customers that way. And then one last one I found that I thought was also appropriate to our business was random acts of kindness. So those are just a few. You can literally go online and look up national holiday, unique holidays, and you will get a list. And literally when I looked it up, there's one for every single day. And really there's some multiple on every day. So like on the 6th, I think there's 3 different national something days. So somebody has a lot of time on their hands. That was not me. The second thing is okay, and this is obvious, but I want to kind of drill down into it, is writing a note of appreciation. I don't know about y'all, but I love getting handwritten mail. I love getting notes from people just to let me know that they were thinking of me. So when we're doing that, we want to be specific and sincere in our note. We want to use nice stationery, and we always want to make sure we handwrite it. No matter, I always joke, and I'm glad Sadie's not online, but y'all, Sadie has the worst handwriting. But I love getting handwritten notes from her, so it does not matter. But it's gotten a lot better, by the way. I've been working on it. But I literally have said she's either going to be a doctor or a serial killer because it's on that line, and that's my daughter, by the way. So, okay, and then always includes your business card in your note, as well as letting them know that the highest compliment that they can give you is that of a referral. That's a great place in that note of appreciation to ask for that referral without, asking for that referral. Help customers learn something new. So this is my third point, if you're keeping track of my top 10. Send customer-specific recipes. If we know that we're, focusing on health and wellness, maybe we're teaching them something new about an ingredient and highlighting that ingredient that you had them in mind, or nutrition facts, or even videos out there that may help them along their health journey. You're letting them know that they're on your mind and you are thinking of them specifically. I think Facebook is great to reach the masses, but we can even use Messenger to send even our specific post that we had, to send it to them directly when we're talking about those health facts that we post out there. I did that this week. I don't know if any of y'all saw, but I posted tips on drinking water, and I sent that to each of my customers individually, even though I put it on my Facebook page. And I can't tell you that the response that I had from them, just like, hey, thanks for thinking of me. And I even had one customer text me and said, hey, I've been doing your 10 goals and it's really working. And so I just thought, you know, hey, just for me taking an extra 5 minutes to send out to my customer directly, I got a great response. And hey, they knew I was thinking about them. And then, let's see here. And then you're just building trust with them through knowledge. And I think that that's really important because, again, we want to take care of our customers in hopes that one day they'll become ambassadors. Wow, one customer per month. And, you know, I tell, or per quarter, you know, whatever your business will allow you to do. By no means am I suggesting that if you are just starting off in your journey, that you invest hundreds of dollars in appreciating your customers. We want to make sure that as business people, that we are still making a profit in our business. But I do believe that we need to take some of our profits and invest them back into our business. That's not just investing them back in our teams for those of us that have started building teams, but it's also about investing back into our customers. So from a, you know, line item standpoint, I would allow a budget in your business to appreciate your customers. So how can you wow your customers? If you have local customers, you could go to Sprouts or Whole Foods. You like that plug there, Sprouts and Whole Foods? and buy, yeah, right, exactly. Don't get paid for that one. But you could go buy them a little snack and set it on their porch, or better yet, set an appointment with them, get in front of their face and say, hey, I was just thinking of you. I know, you know, we tell a lot of people what they can't do. You know, you can't eat fried foods. You can't do this when you're trying to get healthy. But why don't we show them what they can do? And if we just take a little time out and go buy a $4 or $5 snack that's all packaged up pretty, put a little bow on it, and go surprise our customer, you are wowing your customer that month. And you could go buy them a healthy eating recipe book. Again, tie a small bow on that and get that in front of them. Or, you know, treat them to a nutrition class. Go to the class with them, or a healthy cooking class. These are fun ways that we can reinvest into our customers and create loyalty and, you know, again, trust, and that they're going to want to continue to come back to you time and time again. On that line of maybe going to class with them, you could spend some quality time with your customer. Get to know their goals, where they're going in life. Get to know them outside of their goals. What's their family life like? Really invest in that person, because I'm telling you, the more you invest in that audience, the more likely they are to join you on the business side of it. Because if you're having fun with them as a customer, they're going to be like, I want to join your team. I want to be with you more. I want to do what you're doing. Offer to meet them for lunch, or invite them into your home and really get to know them. Give them a great read. You know, one thing I like to do, not only with my team, but also with my customers and even just my friends, y'all, I like to give motivational books. And the reason why I like to do that is because I feel like that is a way to define not only through your actions, because of course who we are and who we show people to be is who we are at the core, but it also will, in writing, give somebody your philosophy in life. You know, like, hey, these are some of the key points I took away from this book. I'd love for you to read it. Always when I give a book, I write a message in the front cover. You know, again, it's just that little extra touch of saying, hey, not only am I giving you a book, but I'm thinking about you. You know, again, a book encompasses your business philosophy, and then you know, you could also give a recipe book. I keep going back to that, but I think because we're on a health journey, that's a great idea of showing them what they can be doing in their health journey versus what they can't be doing. Another great way you can wow your customer is give a charitable gift in your customer's name. You know, they don't have to know the denomination. So again, this doesn't have to be a financial burden on you, but just to say, hey, I made a donation, and find out maybe their favorite charity in their, you know, in your name, to the American Heart Association or whomever, you know, that you can say, I did this in your name and I thought of you. Let's see, what else do we have here? Offer a surprise upgrade. You know, I do this to my customers that are super loyal to me. I have one customer, probably the one remaining, that is, you know, not interested in the business side of it, and that's okay, because we need those people too. But off because she has been with me literally for 3 years as a customer. And she loves the product. She sings Plexus. She has given me referral upon referral. And I have approached her about the business. So don't give me that idea out there. I've already done that. She's just genuinely happy being a customer. So for her, several times throughout the year, I offer her a surprise upgrade. She's a faithful Triplex orderer. And so I have sent her products that she's not on consistently, X Factor, or the P96 shakes when those came out, and just as a gift. And she's local, so I'm able to actually deliver those to her. And when I say she's local, she works in Dallas. And so at the time that I was doing these deliveries, I was living in McKinney. So McKinney to Dallas is still a long way. And it meant so much to her because I would drop them off to her at her school that she was teaching at. She's like, oh my gosh, you came all this way for me? And I did. I came all that way specifically for her. And I believe that's why she's remained a customer for as long as she has, because she could buy from anybody at this point. There's no doubt in my mind now there are people at her school selling Plexus, but she remains with me, and I believe it's because I've taken great care of her. Again, how do you determine which customer do this? Is this the best customer, the one that buys the most from you? Is it your most loyal customer? Is it a returning customer? How cool is that if a customer is like, I gave Plexus a try, 3-4 months ago, but I'm determined, I'm back at it, and they order Slim from you? What if you threw in a bottle of ProBio? I bet it would create some loyalty there. So think about that as you continue to work that customer base. And I know so many of you have been pushing for customers especially during this convention contest. This is a great way to start taking really good care of those customers, because I'm telling you, most of your ambassadors, think about your team, weren't most of them customers before they became ambassadors? Even if it was for a month, or I've had customers that were just customers for a week and they're like, yeah, I went in on this. So, but think about that, because that's where you're going to grow your team from, is that customer base. Let's see, last is throw a party. How fun would it be to have all your customers over and treat them to a small gathering, much like the Mangoes have done for you today? And you could do a small presentation and maybe some health tips. And you've already got happy people in the room. They love the Plexus product, so just educate them a little bit more and show them, some great tips for them to move forward in their health journey. And then just remember, as you are continuing to take care of your customers, to have fun giving the best customer service. That this is, we are so privileged to work in a field that we get to have fun. We're at work right now, y'all, and in a beautiful home, amazing spread of food. We're streaming this live, and we're having a great time doing it. Remember that this is what's going to set you apart. We have thousands, hundreds of thousands of Plexus ambassadors. So what are you going to do to set yourself apart from everyone else? I believe it starts with amazing customer service. And last, remember that a little goes a long way. So I appreciate y'all. Thanks so much.
And we have copies for y'all, so we can just pass
Thank
them out.
you. You know what I loved about what you said, so much of what you shared, Rainey, was that it wasn't about pushing more product on people or chasing people down with our products. It really is about seeing people as a person and approaching them that way. So thank you. That was lots of great takeaways. This is February, and it's Heart Health Month, thinking of all those little unique holidays. And we thought that we would, for our product highlight today, really talk about our product that addresses heart health, and that is our Mega X. And Gloria De Leon is going to come up for just a few minutes and kind of highlight and share with us what sets our product apart from everybody else's that's out there. So welcome, Gloria.
Thank you, Jen.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Laura De Leon, and I'm a Silver Slims. So what did I find out about Mega? What does Mega mean? It means supercharge. So Mega supports normal cholesterol and blood pressure. It lower triglyceride levels, support lipid levels, supports brain health, and stress management and vision. I was surprised with this, that it helps with vision also. And so, let me see here. I don't know how to use this thing.
I'm impressed you have a device there.
I know. I was like, I want to try to use this iPad. So did you know that your body does not create the essential fatty acids that it needs? That's another thing I learned. Plexus Mega X combines the benefits of omega-3, 6, 9, 5, and 7, all in one vegetarian sustainable ALA and SDA-rich heart and brain health soft gel. It is truly the complete omega product. Plexus Mega X was created using ahi flower oil, which contains the omega-3, stearidonic acid, which is SDA, which your body converts to EPA, the omega-3 fatty. Oh, I did it again. Dear Lord.
You'll find it. It's okay. You're doing great.
I was afraid of this. Okay, here we are. And I did a recording last night because I thought maybe I need to use a recording instead of me thinking about it.
No, this is all self-development. We loved it.
Oh my gosh.
There's
Okay.
9,000 people watching. Just a couple million.
Just a couple of minutes. Oh my God. So anyway, it's gluten-free, carrageenan-free, and vegetarian. The ahi flower oil is the only identity-preserved, non-GMO source SDA omega-3 stearidonic acid produced following the proprietary crop assured 365 identity preservation and quality assurance methods. It offers super levels of SDA in comparison to other naturally occurring plant sources. It provides approximately 60% more SDA than EKM oil and 5 to 10 times more than hemp seed oil. It's sustainable and renewable. What sets Plexus Mega X apart from the rest? Plexus Mega X is the complete omega product, delivering the full range of omegas. Plexus Mega X has no fishy aftertaste, which is one of the things that everybody wants, thanks to its identity-preserved ahi flower oil. The omegas are a group of essential fatty acids necessary for overall health. Unfortunately, our bodies cannot produce these vital fatty acids on their own, so we depend on food as our source. With today's modern diet and on-the-go eating habits, it's become more and more difficult to get the omegas we need. We either overdo or we don't get enough. What are the benefits of taking an omega product? Supplementing your daily intake of omegas can provide a number of benefits. Research suggests that omega-3s may lower triglyceride levels, and it supports healthy lipids, supports normal cholesterol and blood pressure, supports brain health, supports healthy brain development. Omega-3 fatty acids are considered essential fatty acids. Some research suggests that omega-3s may have a positive effect on gradual memory loss linked to aging. It helps with stress management, aids in relaxation, and studies have suggested that a dietary supply of omega-3 fatty acids may be essential for optimal visual development. So what makes the Omega X a complete omega product? It is combined into 3 effective blends. Omega-3 blend, it's the alpha-linoleic acid from ahi flower, raspberry seed oil, broccoli seed oil, and then the omega-6 and 9 blend. It's an elegant blend of the ahi flower seed oil, avocado oil, raspberry seed oil, sea buckthorn berry oil, pomegranate seed oil, and broccoli seed oil. The omega-5 and 7 blend is a key blend of pomegranate seed oil, sea buckthorn berry oil, and avocado oil. These 3 blends complete the full omega package, all in one pleasant soft gel. Why would you prefer a plant-based formula over a fish-based formula? Mega X plant-based formula is an excellent alternative to traditional fish-based formulas. It's gluten-free once again, no fishy aftertaste, and the ahi flower oil is the only identity-preserved, non-GMO source of SDA produced of the proprietary assured 365 identity preservation. So to achieve heart health and Mega X, heart health, brain, and then also for vision development. So I highly suggest Mega X.
All right, great.
So if you are not taking Mega X and you listen to some of that Gloria talked about, get yourself on it and think about all of the people that we hear talk about their lipid levels, talk about their cholesterol. And the more knowledge that you know, the more ammunition you have or education you have then to really help and be of value to a customer. So I know that it helps
Yeah, for you. Because tell me what
for
it's done.
sleep. It has been a huge thing for sleep for me. Really has amped up my sleep to be so deep. It does help you dream pretty crazy dreams because you get into that deeper sleep. But I feel so much better taking it. So I take it at night. It's on my bedstand with my BioCleanse. I take it all together and it's great. Phil, do you like it?
I get the weirdest dreams.
Dreams ever. He can't quite get past the dreams yet.
Yes, yeah. So I enjoy it. I sleep great, but I wake up like going, what?
He's exhausted from his dreams, so we'll see. We have heard that it also helps with libido. So depending on where you stand on what you need.
That's why I don't take as much because.
Yeah, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
Alrighty, moving right along. Lung health. Well, maybe that's why I like it too, because I have asthma. But again, great product. And I don't know about you, if you have ever taken an Omega and had the fishy burps, just that alone should sell you on it. And I wish that the Gibsons were here. They had other arrangements, but he has had, John Gibson has a huge, great testimony about using the Mega X since he's had heart surgery. He had quadruple bypass earlier this last year in 2015. And his doctor swears by his recovery, and he swears by the Mega X that has been integral with some of our other products. So thank you, Gloria. You did an awesome job. Now we have one more of our team members to share with you. Again, I love that we get to see over and over again within our team alone, but also across the company, where everybody kind of shines in different areas. And Katie really shines with her customer care, her ability to share with her customers in detail things to help them make their decision to become an ambassador, and just how she kind of checks in on people and stuff. So I wanted her to take a few minutes and share with you. Here's Katie Wheeler. You're welcome.
Y'all, I'm Katie. I chose to talk today about, Jen asked me to talk about loving on our customers, and I chose to talk today about troubleshooting through problems, because that's kind of the side of it that sometimes we get nervous about. You might get your first problem or negative message, and that can be really discouraging or even scary if you're a new ambassador, or if it's something you just haven't dealt with before, a particular issue. So the first thing I just would want to encourage everybody to do is stay positive. You might not feel like an expert yet, but to your customers, as far as they know, you're their expert. So they need you to educate and cheer them on. They came to you for a reason, and many times it was out of desperation. So you'd be doing them a huge disservice if you quit, if you let them quit, especially when they have 60 days to try it for free. So just remember, I think about this. If everybody gave up that had some little unpleasantness the first week or so, a lot of us in this room might not be here. True. That's just a powerful thing for me. So, and we're having great success. So, the first thing we all tend to do is send them info when they get started, water, weigh, and measure, and that's kind of basic stuff. And that gives them, information, and it builds excitement and anticipation. But it's important to also set expectations before their order comes, I think. And I have found that, oh my goodness, they messaged me and their order came in and I haven't sent them additional info yet. But, we always remind them to take their water, that it takes time to work, and that they have their guarantee. Some of the most common things I've seen reports about as the body detoxes are headache, a little bit of tiredness, or a digestive issue. And one thing I encourage them is that means it's working. The detox is happening. Then you get kind of the shake your head complaints. Things like, I can't drink all the water, or I don't like the taste. And those are things where it's more of a decision for them. And it's our job to encourage them that, the more you do this, the better it's going to get. It's, it's your choice. You have this time to use it. Use your 60 days, try. And then my favorite one is I haven't lost weight yet, and it's only been 1 to 2 weeks, or 3 days. So, engage them. Don't be afraid to check in and respond promptly when they do reach out. But when a problem arises, be on it. I'm going to share one story with you about a customer I had that tried it last year over Thanksgiving and Christmas. And between the time that her order arrived and she called me to cancel, she had 6 weeks of taking the products over Thanksgiving and Christmas and said, I've only lost 4 pounds, and that it didn't meet my expectations. And I was a new ambassador. And at the time, I really felt like, well, okay, I had a very live and let live attitude. I felt like, okay, well, she tried. It's my job to get her refund. And what I didn't understand at the time was it was my job to let her know that that's fantastic. And she said, she kind of challenged me and said, well, couldn't I just lose weight with diet and exercise? And it just shocked me. And I said, well, yeah, I guess you have every right to do that. You let me know what you want to do. And I didn't push her. And in hindsight, I would have said something now, like, you absolutely could. That works great with Plexus. And together, it helps you get the maximum results. Because Plexus isn't diet or exercise. It's working on your blood sugar, inflammation, and gut health. So it's a different side of things. So when a problem arises, be on it. If you don't know the answer, it's okay. That's where our teams and our uplines come in. You can search team pages for keywords. You can post questions in the team pages. You can message your upline. There's so much information out there for us. And if somebody is wanting an answer from you right then, I look at it like when my kids have a question that I don't know the answer to, I say, you know what, I don't know this, but we're going to find the answer. It's okay. Be real with them. They like that. So you don't have to be the expert on demand. And the other things that I find are really helpful are to learn and know the website, learn how to make changes and walk them through the changes, encourage them that you can always go into the website and alter your orders, and then when they do want a refund, if you've done everything to try to help them and they just don't want to continue, help them get their refund. Call in for them and conference them in. I have had people that we have done that for that have come back. When you let them know that their website is their login, their customer login is there for them, that they can come back anytime and log in and place an order, and that the doors are not closed, they tend to come back. And when you've helped them get a refund and they see how easy it is, they're not as intimidated to come back to you. So that's what I have to say about customer service.
I love that.
Yeah, come on.
I don't know why you want me here, but okay. I love that, Katie, what you said. So many times we are scared of the negativity. So we just think if I don't reach out, how many of y'all have I'm not going to call them because they haven't heard from them. And if I do, they're going to say, oh, no, I'm really going to cancel, or I have this problem, right? But if you come across like the expert, like you said, or you're asking questions like, well, what have you been doing that you feel like towards your goals, and maybe help illuminate something that may not be related to Plexus at all. I remember very early on, I had a girl tell me she was drinking lots of water, and thankfully I asked the follow-up question, well, what's a lot of water to you? And she said, well, 2 bottles a day. And she needed to lose at least 50 pounds. And so I said, well, so that's about 30 ounces. And we really generally use as a guideline that you should be drinking half your body weight in ounces. And her eyes were like, oh. And she reset and she ended up losing 27 pounds after that. But it took asking the question to get there and not being afraid of, okay, let's just get you a refund, like you said. So great reminders and great advice.
Totally great. One of the things I learned in sales years and years ago, and you touched on it, Katie, was if you know 10% more than the person you're sitting with, you are now the expert. It's true.
And you do.
If you know 10% more, you are now the expert, and you can have that conversation from that level. So don't be intimidated when someone says it's not working for me. Ask the right questions, probe deep, and then come up with a solution. So that's good.
Yes, and the other thing that I like to say when people ask, though, you will get asked this question, does it work for everyone? When even somebody's approaching you about wanting to try it as a customer. And I say our products do work for everyone, but for everyone in a different way. And if you do go back to that setting expectation that my body is probably different than what your body is. And so what you're coming in, maybe we both think that we wanted to lose weight with our products. Maybe one of us will, maybe one of us won't, but you have to look at the whole picture of what the products are going to do. Are you going to get better sleep? Are you going to have more energy? Are you going to have an uplifted attitude that maybe you haven't had before?
Cool. All right, what's next?
That's you.
That's
That's all you. When it says something and it's not
So-
specific,
on the agenda, I have us
That would be
training about
you.
something.
I think we've had a lot of great
We've had
training.
some great training.
Let's talk questions. How
Yeah,
about
let's do
that?
that. We've got, and I know we've got some newer ambassadors and a potential new ambassador in the room
And online.
and online. So, real quick, can we do our story in 2 minutes or less?
Go for it.
Okay, so we've been in Plexus for 2.5 years. I was very skeptical. I didn't want to join. Jen saw something online from someone that she had actually sold junk to back and forth, the way I like to call it, you know, on whatever shop and stop Facebook page. And so this
Self-love
person
kid.
had lost
That's what it was
quite a bit
called.
of weight in a very short period. And Jen said, in a roundabout way, I'm interested. She got a sample. And rather than her take it, because she's working, our whole family was working with a dietitian at the time and nutritionist, and we didn't want to like disclose that we were taking something. So she gives it to me. She didn't want to share what she was taking. So I took it. We went to dinner over in McKinney at a place called Square Burger. And I ate half my burger, part of my side, and I'm like, I'm full. And she looked at me and said, are you sick? I'm like, well, I did take that Plexus stuff this morning, and I don't feel hungry right now. So she was sold like that. You joined as an ambassador because you said it's the cheapest way to get it.
And you said,
And I said, well, we have like $500 to our name. That's $150. If you don't make it back by the next month, we can't do it anymore. I know there's people in this room who've said the same thing. And there are people online who are watching or people who are interested who are in that same boat. So barely had 2 nickels rubbed together, but we went for it. In your first, that was July the 19th? 17th of 2013. By the end of that month, she brought on 6 ambassadors, sold $1,800 in PV, and her first check on the 15th of August was $650. So I said, oh, awesome. What if you work this like full time and replace that income that you had decided at the beginning of summer that you're not going to work anymore. You want to be home with the kids. And that was around $1,500 a month. And we were still in a hole. So first check was $650. Her first full month, she almost reached gold. And that next check was triple that first one. So she replaced that income, and everything has grown ever since. You're now, for over almost 2 years now, 18 months, you've been an Emerald Ambassador, which when you get to the jewel level Plexus, Emerald, Sapphire, and Diamond, you get a Plexus Lexus. There's an income disclosure sheet that's public information that, you know, an Emerald Ambassador is a 5-figure income. A Diamond Ambassador is about triple of that 5-figure income. And we've been there now for a good almost year and a half. I decided 2 months after Jen started, I saw the light and I would join underneath her because I realized as a couple, you could earn around 20 to 25% more income by doing the same work. So I am under her. I report to her. She's my boss. And we
always
work.
has been.
It always
Okay.
has been. Now it's official. And I'm a senior Ruby ambassador. So the cool thing is we go to Hawaii every year, paid for by Plexus. We've made great relationships with people we never would have met otherwise through Plexus and through this adventure. Rainey being one of them, our other uplines, and all the people sidelines, as we like to call them, people who are not in our organization, but people that we've met in Hawaii. This year we'll go to Kona. We're believing that we'll both be jewels, which means Emerald, Sapphire, Diamond.
And that we will have people in this room that will be there
That's
with us.
exactly right. There are people who can do this, and that's the thing. You can start today,
And be
and
there.
by July the 31st,
Right.
be at that level and be on a free trip to Hawaii.
Yeah.
So that's our story in a nutshell. That's probably the fastest
Yeah, I
nutshell
was
we've
going
ever
to
told
say,
that story.
that was stripped down from the details. That was good.
Good.
You did a great job.
Awesome. That's our training for today.
Learn
Okay.
how to tell your story fast.
Okay. So with that, what questions are there from today? I know there's got to be some. We've got our diamond upline here, so you definitely want to ask questions. I'll look online. I'll step away. I'll look online and see if there's
Okay.
any questions. You can message me on Facebook, and I'll reply to those questions. We'll answer them here.
Sure.
Cool?
Great. Quiet.
Come on.
I know.
Come on.
Hello. Hello. Questions?
Okay, I've got one. Randy,
Yes.
if you were starting, if you were starting today, there we go.
Sorry.
Here we go. If you were starting today,
Yeah.
and you've not been exposed to Plexus, and you look through the comp plan and whatnot, what would you do to start your business today if you're joining today? How would you start it? What would you do?
Well, okay, I will tell you that I would do the very same thing that I did almost 3 years ago, is I would start talking about Plexus right away. I mean, the first thing I did, y'all, I joined Plexus on April 29th of 2013, and the very first thing that I did was make a Facebook post. And it was just that I was excited. And here's the thing, I was excited because I really was. Here I was able to jump onto this opportunity that was making me healthier, and now I get to teach other people how to do it, and now I get to earn money in the same line. And so it was that enthusiasm. I made a list, and y'all, we now have training materials that tells us that this list is called a Frank's list. So friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, and kids connections. And we also like to say, I always like to say spouse connections too, because that can be huge in your business. I made a list. I didn't know it was called a Frank's list, but I took that list and I started working that list, and in all the nooks and crannies of my life. And here's the deal. I made Plexus a priority. And so maybe where I might have watched TV for an hour, that was replaced by Plexus work. And I committed to my business. And the other thing that I did was that I believed that I was going to be successful with Plexus. And at the end of the day, those components are what vaulted me into a successful position. Belief, working the business. And so I'd say start with that list. I think that's most important, is to figure out who are you going to talk to about Plexus, and actually do it. I sat there in front of 1,000 people in Denver, and I said, wouldn't it be awesome if income producing activity actually included just scrolling through Facebook and saying what you wanted to do, or I kind of liken it to Pinterest. Like Pinterest is what I'd like my life to look like, but if I don't apply those recipes or that decorating or great craft ideas to my life, then all I've done is created an awesome virtual life for myself. So what I did was I actually applied all those things that I wanted to do, and I actually started doing them. So I say that that's crucial in your journey, is to figure out who you're talking to, actually talk to them, and then continue to follow up with them.
Good advice.
Great.
The other thing I want to say just real quick about what you said that I think we get stuck on, especially when we start off, and maybe even when we've been on our journey for a while, is you make that list, you kind of bank in your mind, well, this person would be awesome. And when this person goes, I will visualize, I see myself getting to my successful point when this person joins me and when this person joins me. Don't let that stop or hinder the visualization and the decision that you've made to be successful, because many of the people that come along beside you are not people that you know yet. So those relationships that you're like, well, I know that this person was successful in this other industry, or I know that my mom will join me, or my sister will join me, and then they end up not. So many times we see people just kind of crumble and go, well, then it wasn't for me. Most of the time, the decision is yours, and your journey is your own. And whoever and whatever they are that come alongside you will be a surprise many times.
Well, and in hearing you speak, it sparked me as well. When I started my business, y'all, I was so focused on building an awesome customer base. And I know that as you've joined this journey and you've had people have success before you, that now you're seeing the importance of building a team. But if you're just starting out, I would tell you what you need to be focused on is building your customer base, because that's going to make building your team so much easier as you get into this business. And so I say we were a bunch of just little naive mamas, and some of us had work experience, but that we just went in and we knew to do what we knew to do, and that was talk about the products, because that's the backbone of our business. The team part is awesome, but it will come as you build that belief in our products. Because how, and I'm looking at you out there too, how in the world do you ask someone to join your team if they don't understand the products? I mean, that's the thing, is that, you know, I have rarely ever led with the business opportunity. I always talk about the products first. I educate my audience and I let them know there is a business side of this, but you've got to lead with your products, because that's, at the end of the day, what we are, you know, sharing or selling, if you will.
Tina had a question.
So you made your friends list,
Mhm.
you have all your people. So on Facebook, you have friends like that has to be, I didn't even know who they were back in 2009 when Facebook came out or whatever.
Mhm.
So they're, like, I knew them in junior high,
Right.
and so I've seen their feed. So when you're trying to reach out to those kind of people that you just know what they've been, you've never physically talked to them or anything, what would you private message them and say about the company or introduce them to it? What would you say?
Not only what would I say, or what have I said in the past, because like you, I had so many Facebook friends that came from different walks of life. Some that I had never really seen face to face, just that we had maybe gone to the same junior high or high school, or been at the same office at the same time. And so what I did was, and I use Facebook as a tool. So, you know, I let people know I built my business 90% on Facebook, but I didn't just post and hope that people would filter in, and that all of a sudden that was like the Pied Piper of Plexus, you know, that I just posted something so they'll come. No, I utilized it as a tool. So I would reach out to every single contact I had. Y'all, that took about 2 weeks to do. And that was maybe an hour a night, formulating a baseline message of, hey, I'm sure by this point you've seen my Plexus post, and I want to share with you in like 2 or 3 sentences why this product has meant so much to me. And I'd love to share it with you further. If you or anyone that you know are interested, please come my way. And then I would follow up. And until somebody either buys from somebody else or joins somebody else's team, they stayed on my list of follow-up. And how I continue to add to that list today is, I'll look at Facebook and somebody will come up in my newsfeed that I'm like, oh my word, I haven't touched base with them in a long time, or I don't know that I've ever even talked to them about Plexus. And this was, and like, for example, a director from one of Sadie's old preschools had popped up in my feed, and I was like, oh wow, I haven't talked to her in forever. So I added her to my list. But I didn't just add her to my list, then right after that, I followed up with her. And so it's just that extra step of action. It's how, and then the other question I'll ask you, because how you approach them, Tina, would be maybe different how I would approach them. So I would just say, always, when you're in doubt, go to your heart and say, how would I want to be approached? What works best with me? And how can I let them in here? You may just want to even say, this is way outside of my comfort zone, but I believe in Plexus so much, I'm willing to step out of that comfort zone and talk to you about it. And a lot of times when you let them know, hey, I just did something that I'm not too comfortable with, all of a sudden you have your audience rallying for you, because they realize how difficult it would be for them to do the same thing. And so now they're cheering you on. And so maybe where they were like, no, they'll say, oh yeah, I'll try your probiotic. You know, start them off slow too. You know, I've always said, if you start with ProBio, that's a great product to start with. And the reason why is it always will do what it says it's going to do. Where if someone's taking Slim, that's subjective. You know, not everyone's going to lose the same amount of weight or inches or have weight management or sugar craving curbed as they will with the probiotic. You know, probiotic 100% of the time will always do what it says it's going to do. So then they're going to be a lot more likely to try your Slim or try your BioCleanse or try your multivitamin, because those products we don't see. I'm not saying Slim, I'm saying like your multivitamin. Those are products that you take for your health that you don't necessarily like, oh, I see this major physical change in myself. Does that make sense? So I hope that helps you with that question.
Great.
And we do have a couple of cold messages that Beverly sent me that she wrote this week. I'm going to post those on the team page because they were great ones from, she took it from Erica and Tanner's suggestion, but she wrote them. One is very much business driven, like this is from an opportunity perspective, and then the other is from health. And really the key too is adding just that little individualized piece in there too, so that, you know, oh, I love seeing that your kids are are so grown up like mine, or whatever, making that connection so that it's not just about
Yeah, you've got to
Plexus.
personalize it. And so
Yeah.
that's great to have that shell, and you can take what Beverly's words and make them your own, because maybe something that Beverly says won't be the very same way you would say it, but then every
Just
single time add something. And I might have to have even gone back and looked at their page and said, oh yeah, because I didn't know them that well, and said, oh my goodness, I can't believe that you have a 12-year-old. How did that happen? You know, just something that's going to, you know, let them know that you're not just sending out this mass produced email.
Yeah, I did pull 2 from the files and I printed them out.
Good.
And one of them I was like, that's
That's
just
not
not
you.
me.
Yeah.
I could never say that. So I was trying to just
Right.
kind of figure out,
Your words.
and then but I didn't know if it was okay, like to use a basic
Sure.
mass one. And then again, I did go through and say, hey, I haven't talked to you
Yes.
since whatever, and, you know,
And
and
that's-
make it more personal, so.
And that's perfect. And I think at the end of the day, we all know what to do. We just have to step outside of our own self-doubt and just start doing it.
I love there was somebody posted to do your messages at night if you are a nervous Nelly and you're anticipating what the response is going to be. Do it like at 10 or 10:30, between 10 and 10:30 at night. Most people will not respond after in the evening, and then you can wait till the morning, and then you may have a pleasant message or you may not. But
But the excuse is they were asleep.
they were
So
asleep, so
they
you don't have to
didn't
worry
see it yet.
about it, right? And I love
That's what I meant to say. I did that.
I love
sent
that
it at night,
advice.
and I turned
You're like,
my
oh,
phone
no,
on,
no, don't see it.
on.
It feels like dying over here. He's like, just confront
And I
it.
Baby
didn't have that.
steps.
She said, well, and that's when I messaged you.
Yes.
She said, what exactly do I do and how much does it cost? Those
Right,
were 2 questions.
right.
And I was like,
Yeah. And voice messaging is awesome too. If you can get to the place where you're comfortable to share, you can't erase it. So be sure that you're comfortable with the one-time message. But people, they may read sometimes and like not look at it. But if you've got a message, they have to press it to listen to it because they're intrigued to see what you're going to say. And I've gotten a lot more response with those voice messages. So try that.
Cool.
Anybody
Yeah,
else?
one more question.
Yeah, Heidi.
I have a new ambassador, and we met and had coffee, and she's really excited. She's like, okay, I want, the best price. So she wanted to sign up for wholesale. She's like, well, I'm really intrigued about the business side too, because I have 2 jobs and 2 kids, and I never get to see them. And so I was like, great, she signed up just for $34.95 for now. And then she's like, okay, well, let me go talk to my husband, and I'll decide which welcome pack we want to get. If I want to get, the one just for me or the one for both of us. She goes home, and he's so against it and is like giving her every excuse as to why she shouldn't do it. So I don't want to overstep my bounds in their marriage, but I want to encourage her that, this is a good decision.
Yeah.
What do you suggest
Set up a
doing?
meeting.
214-909-3932.
I was about to say, set up a meeting. Set up a meeting with the husband and the wife, and sit down with them. And if that means pulling somebody else in, a husband that was a skeptic, or send them a video of a husband that was a skeptic. We have the Eichenhorst and Cody Hawkins. They have the skeptical husbands of Plexus, videos out there on YouTube. Search that and send that to her and say, hey, have your husband watch this. If you can't get that face-to-face meeting, but those are not, y'all, I'm a big proponent of facing it head on. And that really requires us to step out of our comfort zones at times. But if you can, get that audience with that husband, or at least get some material in front of that hot husband, that will start changing his way of thinking. And Phil's already offered it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I always told Jen, her mother is here with us, and she was so kind to take us to a MLM meeting 20 years ago. And I looked at Jen and I go, never. I'm like, the only way you make money in MLM is if you start one, not join one. And so I had that same disposition. So when she brought it to me in July of 2013, I was like, you better make your money.
It was long distance.
Excel Communications, long distance. Oh, Sling and LD. So basically I said, hey, no way, no how. Don't do that because you're going to screw everything else up. And long and short of it, within 2 months, I was eating crow. And I'm so thankful that I say that, I'm glad that I was wrong, because had she not stepped forward, we wouldn't have the blessings that we do right now. So I can very concisely share that with him. most husbands are, there's a lot of stuff that goes into that, why they might be skeptical, whether it's personal
Sometimes it's a pride
experience,
issue,
it's a
too.
pride thing.
Yeah.
Most
Well,
definitely.
the top reason she gave me was, financial
Yeah,
time, and that, English is their second language.
Okay.
And they're like, okay, well, all of our friends and family speak Spanish, so
Awesome.
how is Heidi gonna be able to communicate, with all of our people? And
Oh, yeah, let me talk to her.
yeah.
And there you go.
Yeah.
Between Erica and Phil, you got it. Gloria,
Everything's
you got to take
bilingual.
care.
Yeah, there's a bilingual website. Yeah.
I think
Es no problema. Me llamo Felipe.
Oh, no.
Hablo español poquito.
You go
Así, así.
Yeah, great question.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
just, information is going to be the key to turn that one around.
Absolutely. That's a great one. That's a great opportunity because once he does know, they'll be on fire. Virginia, you're gonna say something.
I was going to say, after 20 years of pampered chef and recruiting, I've learned real quickly to brag the objection. So I would bring that up at the meeting and say, how do you think your husband's going to respond? Because understand, he was not here. So he doesn't have your excitement. He didn't hear this. So if you think he might not respond the way you want, then let's set up a meeting to where he can get the same information. So I always try to brag the objection. I do the same thing now when I'm trying to get people either as an ambassador or as a customer. And especially women my age, I'm going to say, okay, I came in to this business hoping to lose weight, but I didn't come with a huge expectation that was going to drop off. So I'm setting that expectation with people right now that even if this weight doesn't drop off, you need to stick with it because they expect immediate results. We just do that. So I brag that objection right up front and
Good.
tell them,
Yes.
So just try to think through things like that.
Okay, y'all finish with that. Talk about it.
All right, well, so we're gonna finish with the bang. You want to be at convention, right? Who in this room is going to convention?
Yes.
Oh, a room full of hands. You should be raising your hand at home. I know that at last count, we have like 54 of our team registered for a convention. We're super, super excited. We have a goal of 100, so there is room for you. There's room for any of you in the room that have not signed up. It's fun because Vegas is a relatively cheap place to get to from Dallas. The hotel rooms that they've blocked for us are a great price. You can go in with a couple of friends, and there's really no excuse. If you're planning now in February for something that's going to happen in June, you can budget
You
easily.
can budget, and I will tell you that it is absolutely worth your time, your money, all your efforts to get there, because I honestly believe that convention can change the direction of your business. And convention is honestly my very, very favorite Plexus event, and the reason why is because everybody can go. It's not an earned trip. It is a trip that you can go to, and it's the one I believe that corporate pulls all the resources in to get you the education, the inspiration, and you get to leave mid-year recharged again in your business.
Right.
So,
And
with that-
Team Mango has an extra incentive. So you want to be there. You can't participate unless you're at convention, and that's our Glitter Light Gold event. It will be June
VIP
13th.
party.
It's a VIP party. We have a
It's truly
suite.
earned.
It is
Yes.
earned. You have to turn gold. If you are not currently gold, you need to turn gold in order to be invited. And if you are gold or higher, you need to have someone in your team turn gold. Right, Phil? Am I missing
Correct.
anything?
What I
the
love-
details are on there, but
Yeah,
that's
the
fine.
details are on the website,
Yes.
but what I love about this contest is that it is totally achievable. And so the mangoes have sprung for an amazing evening for you, and you get to party your socks off, and you're honored in such a unique way, but you can get there. And I think that's the cool thing, is that this is not, at the end of the day, there's sometimes contests out there that are a lot, and this is just in the world,
Right.
that are, you're like, yeah, but one in, a million's gonna win it. No, the whole team can win it, and that's what's really cool. And there's
And
room for everybody.
It's not just a room.
No,
Right.
It's
no,
a suite.
this is a suite. This is a party decked out, like,
3,000 square foot
it's
suite.
3,000. This is bigger than some of your homes. I mean, come
Yeah.
on, let's go, let's do this. So it's gonna be fun.
It's fun. There's going to be gifts and prizes. And the bonus to this that I think people are not thinking about is that when you're a gold ambassador, who's a gold ambassador in this room? Raise your hands. Or
You're at
gold
least
or
gold
higher.
above.
Yes.
Yes.
Gold or above.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
income is substantial. Your team is substantial. You are going to be rocking your business. You're well established with what your goals are for your Plexus business anyway. So it's a win-win.
Good.
All right.
We're wrapping it up.
We're wrapping up. We appreciate you guys being with us online. Thank you to the people that are here. They get bonus, they get cupcakes because we have Plexus. And we're going to thank our Diamond Gold Upline Rainey for being here with us and our guests. Thank you guys and have a great day.
Go